Hey, Montreal, what's up? Montreal, what's up? You already know what it is, man. It's your boy Feezy, the main man. I'm in the building with...
You know, it's Alyssa. Like usual, I keep it simple.
Hey, man, that's what we do, man. But today though...
Ladies.
Listen, I'm going to tell you something. First of all, this is an interview that I was waiting for because the first time I had a chance to speak to this man, it was on some quick thing because we were on the radio station. And I even told him, bro, no, don't talk too much. You know, I got to have you on the show for real. So I finally have him today. I'm talking about, hey, we finessing right now. You feel me? It's only the bosses at this table right now.
Come on.
You feel me? It's big frequency shit.
Come on.
You dig? I'm talking about million of streams. If you don't know what I'm talking about, do your Googles. You know what I mean? Introduce yourself to the people, player.
Come on, here on big frequency. Treh Lamonte in the building, man.
That's
it.
Man.
Let's turn it up, man.
Treh Lamonte.
Big frequency, man.
Big frequency,
let's lit it up,
said.
man. Let's light it up.
That's what I'm talking about. My man Treh, talk to me, man. Let's bring it back a little bit, man. Let's think about Treh Lamonte, player.
Oh, word. Yeah,
all right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
And now let's think about, let's say, Treh Lamonte played up.
Yeah. Full circle, right?
Straight up. Talk to me about this whole evolution of as an artist, man.
Damn. I mean, it's been a journey, to be honest, because like my whole thing, you know, when we're talking about, you know, the journey and where I'm at this far, just with the music, how it sounds, you know, I've said this before, but I have a hip hop background, right? Like I came from being a hip hop dancer, etc. Had a little stint with the rap and stuff, you know, just to exercise my creativity in that space. But then ultimately found my voice as a crooner, I like to call it, right? So when I'm getting into the early stages of the R&B stuff, the inspirations are, you know, like most know is, you know, Tank, Trey Songz, D'Angelo, Anthony Hamilton, John Legend, Jagged Edge. You know what I mean? Like just that cloth of R&B, right? And me growing up in the 90s, early 2000s, that space, you know, it was a very golden time for R&B, hip hop, R&B. You know what I mean? It was something different that we never really seen that was happening before, or at least what I would say, right? So I was emulating a lot of stuff that I was seeing, right? Just to kind of get my footing into, okay, what is this art? Because I had no formal training.
Like
right?
in front of the mirror type of
thing. Yeah, you know what I mean? You're trying to see.
Drop top.
You're trying to figure it out, right? Like, oh, okay, what do I look like in this, right? Because again, I have no formal training. I'm not coming from where most singers have a background of maybe singing in the church a bit, or you know what I mean. Granted, I came up in the church, so I'm privy to, you know, the soundscape, you know, the choirs, this, that, whatever. So I'm hearing it musically. I'm taking it in. But I'm not actively in the choir where I'm practicing these like singing skills, right? So, you know, just working my way through that. And then at a point in time, I think the first record where I kind of made it make sense, it was a record I was listening to on the way here, actually. This record I did called Nightfall, where it's like, it's really balancing between a melody and more of like a rap flow. And that was, I was always trying to stir the pot to figure out what's going to be my concoction. Like, how do I make these worlds collide where it makes sense for me, and like content-wise, it's on point, beat selection, I could, you know what I mean? So now I'm at a point, like you said, from play to play it up, you could see how it's more, the sonics are more intact, you know, whereas Play was really, you know, it was a player R&B record, but Play It Up is kind of a bit more grown. It has a bit of aggression to it.
Mature.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Grown and sexy type of thing.
You know, it's a bit reflective. It's also, you know, forecasting. Like, there's a lot more depth, you know, as I get to this point where I'm at now. So just, you know, to save a longer conversation, that's really more like, you know, what I've been developing over the years is really trying to blend that sound of R&B hip hop, which...
Now, is there like maybe like an artist that inspire you to do so? Because I know this whole like blending R&B and hip hop, like, let's say if I think about people like Ja Rule.
100%, yeah.
You know what I mean? Even 50 in a way.
Yeah.
And he just did it on the gangster shit, you know what I mean?
But I wouldn't say those guys were like direct inspirations, but I definitely through just the musicality like that was available,
Straight
subconsciously it affects you, right?
Straight up.
But more actively, like again, guys like Treh Songz, right, who was dropping mixtapes at times where he was rapping on certain joints. And
He was the
on
first
certain,
R&B to drop a mixtape.
yeah, like he was really the guy
Yeah.
going heavy with it, like, you know what I mean?
100%.
And then obviously you have the guys like the T-Pains who came along, singer turned rapper, this, that, whatever. So it started to become not more of a norm, but people started to exercise that skill a bit more. Like, okay, the singers, like, because I feel like singing actually sharpened my pen with the rapping stuff more. Even though I don't really showcase any rap stuff, but whenever I have a little, the man that we may be having a little session, or even if I actually take the time to say, yo, let me just try to write a rap verse, I'm way more intellectual and I have a different approach than what I used to back in the days, you know? So I feel like it's kind of helpful in that sense. But I would say really the guys that inspire me to keep pushing the boundaries is modern times is guys like Ty Dolla $ign, Party Next Door. Those are guys who I feel really push the envelope of like, whether it's the content they're putting on certain beats, the sonics of the beats, whatever it is, they're doing something that I feel is different. You know?
Got you.
I want to support that.
I want to know, because usually, like, you know, when rappers, they start off, they freestyle versus their friends, let's say, and stuff like that. And they, you know, they rhyme and somebody say, oh, that's nice, you got bars.
Yeah.
But how do you know that you're a good singer? How did you find out, like I could actually sing for real?
I mean, the first piece of validation actually came from my sister. So my sister's always been supportive of me since I was young, especially with dance and stuff, because I had a very established name as a dancer coming up. Like I did, you know, competitive, you know, competitions, etc., like across the island and stuff like that. I have awards, platinum awards, you know what I mean? And I was the type of dancer I would just go up and freestyle. So we talk about like a God-given talent. Like I wasn't the type to choreograph a dance. I would pick a song,
crumping and shit?
Yeah, all of that, bro. Crumping, waving, yeah, wave pop, all of that. Yeah. If I wish I can go back and I'm gonna try to find some old videos I have from like high school and stuff, bro. But I'm the guy, pick a song, pick a 112 record, a Missy Elliott joint, whatever, you know, and just go up and just freestyle for the whole 4 minutes of the record, and that's it. My school would always pick me like, okay, when it's solo time, you make sure you have your song ready, and it would never be like no rehearsal thing. They never want to see what I'm doing. You just know, yo, Trey's gonna pick a song, he's gonna go up there. He's going to demolish for 4 minutes. And that was always the thing, consistent. Every year, boom. So I was doing that.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Did you ever get served?
I mean, if I'm thinking about I won't say no. But I can't remember many times where it was like,
someone that just came to be like, yo,
yeah,
bro.
Yeah. I don't think, because the thing about it, I had a lot of good lineage, right? Like, from people from the dance world that may know Too Marvelous, Leah and Lincoln, those are my mentors. They school me to this dancing stuff, right? So from the wave and the pop lock and all that, they school me to it. So I mean, if you know, you know. If you know them, that's some tutelage to come under. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Pause. So coming under them with that type of you know, that skill set, I was at an advantage being young as I was, you know what I mean? So literally throughout the whole high school, like, I mean, from elementary, because I started performing at like talent shows from like grade 1, like type thing, you know what I mean?
So which high school are we talking about?
Well, I mean, my high school I went to Lakeside in Lachine.
Okay.
My elementary I went to Cecil Newman in LaSalle, right off 90th there. So throughout my whole elementary, there was never no one that could see me in dancing.
So that's cool, right? It's mostly black people in the school,
or in Cecil or Lakeside.
Well, both, let's say.
I mean, yeah, you could say. I mean, because the thing about LaSalle, right? Especially that's
something we need to think about. If it's only white people in the school, can understand why you were killing it.
That's why they said Trey.
Maybe that's why they were like, yo, Trey, call Trey.
So we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna discount. Nah, that's what we're not gonna do, because we're in Texas, so we know what's going on.
I'm playing with you,
but
bro.
I'm saying, like, if we're talking like legitimately like demographics, like LaSalle had a lot at the time. It was Caribbeans and Italians, right? So that's what was really like running the thing. But there was always a good amount of demand in the school, right? So, and that's what when we're talking culture, we're the ones coming together. Again, there was no one ever able really to see me.
So how come I never seen you like bust a 1-2 like in your videos? Like, you know,
I do subtly, because the thing about it, like
with background dancers and everything, like,
it's not really my style.
Omarion vibes.
For now, it's not really my style. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. But again, when I'm talking about my upbringing, right, with the foundation being hip hop, yes, I got turned on, as you could maybe say, to the R&B shit, but I've always still wanted to keep that. I don't know if you ever seen Jagged Edge or Backup Dancers.
Of course.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, you feel what I'm trying to say? Like, and mind you, I could be wrong. There's probably a video out there they may have,
but
right? Because certain shows you may need to implement it if the stage is big enough or whatever. But what Jagged Edge should be is you come out, you get demand them, right? They're dapper down and whatever drip they're wearing, and like it's kind of the aesthetic I like to keep with what I'm doing. Because again, what I'm doing to brand myself is as an R&B hip hop artist, or R&B hip hop crooner. So that's kind of my aesthetic. Not to say I wouldn't do it, but I have to find a tasteful way to do it, because it could seem very grab dancers and place them.
You're just
and
trying to do
a
that.
routine. I don't want it to be that. I want it to have more depth to it. So that's why when you seen, I don't know if I'm jumping the gun, but when at the Zach Zoya show, you seen how the set started. Jordy came out with the stage. It's that different frequency. It's a different vibe. It's something new. It's not what you expect, right? And it grabs your attention. So that's what I'm more into. Is kind of like seeing what I could do with my set and stage design, and just all of that to be different and stand out. Not all the way, but still staying true to myself, obviously.
Most definitely. Yeah. So when you actually let's talk quickly about let's say your writing process. When you're starting to write a song and all that, let's talk about the themes and the topics. Is there specific ones that you like to explore? You like to talk about that or this? Some rappers are like, oh, it's all about this, or it's all about money, or whatever.
Pusha T only raps about cocaine.
Type of thing.
I know what you're saying.
So for you, is there specific topics you like to talk about more than anything?
I wouldn't say specific topics. I could definitely say that looking back, my track record, there's probably a theme of the type of records that I dropped.
Which are
whether it be maybe a lot of more relationship music in the context of dealing with whether it's emotions or just perspectives in that regard, right? My record Conflict, for example, is just talking about just the conflict of having issues with the current day, and I'm speaking for myself, the current day
dating world.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
It's complicated.
It's very complicated. Yeah. Morals seem to be out the window for whichever percentage of people you may want to put it on, right? So that's my record speaking on that, and those are things I feel are real issues in the world. So not to say that I'm trying to make world-changing music, but I'm speaking on things that resonate with me, experiences that I could relate to. I feel that others could relate to. I draw from there, and I just draw from sheer inspiration. I come from having to write a lot, during my high school days when I was writing raps and whatever, that was, notepads of lyrics, right? But I'm kind of at a space now where I don't really put pen to pad. I just put myself in a space where, I'm blessed that I could record and engineer myself. So I just make sure, the beat's in the program. Once I know I like the beat, I just make sure it's in the program, template it up, whatever. And I just hit record, and whatever starts coming to mind, melody first.
That Jay-Z shit, man.
What
you talking about, man?
We
just get in the
we
booth.
don't write. We
no
just,
pen, no pie.
Yeah.
I just put it down because
that's it.
The thing about it, what I realized at a point in time when I was writing a lot, is that you're at a time, space in your career, maybe you don't have access to a studio regularly, so you have to write your raps before you go in, whatever. Yeah. Bro, as you're practicing,
I used to write my shit before just because of that.
Of course,
it's like, I'm at $20 an hour. God damn.
Exactly.
3 hours.
Exactly.
You better come prepared, bro.
Exactly. And with everything nowadays, prices are going up, so studio time's not cheap. So you know what I'm saying, you used to have to go in there and prepare your stuff, but sometimes between the 24 hours that you've been rehearsing and you have your thing down packed, and you go in, you may forget a one pocket or it's not sounding the same on the record. You know what I mean? So there's different. So now I cut that whole process out. I'm just gonna start here, figure it out here. But again, I earned that over the years because I put the work in of writing, experiment, paying for the studio time. This at the third. So now I'm at a space now where that's just my process. It seems to be a lot easier for me that way.
No, that's the way to go, most definitely. And I keep telling artists this is at the end of the day an investment that you need to make. And once you make that investment, you're going to see how valuable it is. Recording yourself at home.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Even if you have to...
It feels so good.
Yeah, even if you have to, send it out to an engineer.
But that's the thing. It's even cheaper than going to the studio and not being prepared and wasting time in the studio and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Hours and stuff because you're writing your lyrics in the studio. But now, you feel me?
Exactly. But that's where people don't have studio etiquette. So
And even when you're at home, it's like you can even try some stuff that you won't necessarily try in studio because there's different people in the building, so you're shy or you don't want to try some shit. But at the crib, you can just do whatever you want.
100%.
Experiment.
100%, bro.
Straight up.
Yeah.
My man Treh Lamonte in the building. For those who don't know, do your Googles, man. Hey.
Come on.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
My man Treh.
Talk to me.
Let's talk about the biggest challenge you ever had as an R&B artist in Montreal. Now, I know you've been through a lot, and you did a lot, because, bro, you opened for all these artists back in the day. I remember when I was rapping, bro, you did... I remember Bobby Valentino. But I remember because it was during the slow down, all that, those joints. I remember you did so many shows back in the day. Like, I'm like, okay, so my man been there for sure. So what is the biggest challenge you ever had, like, as an artist coming up? Even now that you might experience?
I think the biggest challenge, I don't know if it's, I mean, I'll speak for myself, but I don't know if it's just singular to me. What I would say is probably just, I mean, it's a very surface level thing to identify with, but the infrastructure, obviously, and there just being a lack of dedicated places for R&B specifically, right? Granted, yes, I'm an R&B hip hop artist, and I do mesh to both worlds, but I don't really get to reap the advantages of having those points on the hip hop side, right? Because they don't call me for those shows either. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like they think about me for the R&B stuff, but then there's a very few that come through, right? Whereas some of the records I have, the Fed Up joint you played, certain other records, bro, I could be on a Metro stage. I could be on these stages. I have the records for it.
Bro, you killing these stages. These guys upstage like they ain't even win nothing. Yeah. And by the way, this is what I was telling my man. I'm about to do this segment very soon about like the top things that these artists is lacking in performances in Montreal. Bro. And bro, when I seen your performance at the Zach Zoya show, for example, bro, you would have killed the Metro Festival and shit like that. Like it's light work for you. You feel me?
For sure.
But you're right. I like the fact that you're saying the fact that you're R&B. Yeah. And they don't necessarily hit you up for hip hop shows, but when it's like some R&B shit, they will hit you up.
And even if they were to, it's like once you're, I feel like I'm at a point where I could kind of pay attention to certain things I associate myself with as far as branding goes with certain shows I may be on, right? So it's like, yeah, it may be hip hop, but this may not be the right look. You know what I mean? Like you may think, oh yeah, we could get him because he's dope and he's, he performs well in this space, but that may not be the look. You know what I mean? Especially when, again, you've seen what the energy was when it's, the attention is more focused, right? You've been to a lot of shows, and not to discredit anything, but a showcase is supposed to be a showcase, right? A concert's supposed to be a concert. There should be
a difference.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like trying to shove me into a showcase, saying that it's a concert or I'm not going to be able to do what I need to do, and it's not going to get the respect it deserves to get because there's all the attention is being spread out so thin. Like,
so
you know what I'm saying?
So what do you mean? You don't like to do showcases, or it's only like
it's not that I don't like to do showcases. Showcases are very valuable, right? But we're talking about this market here, right? As you said, I've been on the scene for some time now. I've done my share of showcases.
I know,
right?
Just sorry to cut you. I'm just saying because I'm thinking like. Because I know you perform well. So when you do showcases, that's when you actually stand out from everybody. Because you're like, yo, bro, that guy, though, the first one, he killed it. Because there's like maybe 4 or 5 performers, let's say, and they're not up to par because you're really ready and prepared. And I feel like it gives you a boost because you could gain a whole lot of fans.
100%.
People will see the difference in terms of the professionalism, the way you're doing your performance, everything.
Yeah, no, 100%. There's value in that. But again, like without getting too sidetracked, whatever, there's usually some sort of guidelines that come with, the showcase setup, right? As opposed to whether you're work for hire for a concert or you're literally be putting in a space for an opportunity to, I want to see what you do with this, right? That's more what I'm talking about. You put me in a different across the border, nigga, I'm doing all the showcases. I'm paying the bag, I'm doing all of it, right? But I feel for the amount of work that I've put in here, not to say that I've reached any certain place where the work is done. The work still needs to be continued. There's a lot of work to still get done, right? But I feel, again, for me to get, if we're talking about, you're saying even me being able to touch those certain stages, right? When you're showing that progress, certain guys you see on those stages, you're not going to see in a showcase.
Of course.
You have to be able, you know what I'm trying to say? Not to say there's no value in the showcase, but you're not going to see them.
Yeah, but at the same time, it comes like in the way that they see their career is at, and they feel like, I don't feel like I should do a showcase now because I'm at that certain level. Some artists think like that too.
But that's not the way to think, and that's not how I'm approaching it.
I know,
you know
that's
what I mean?
not the way to think, but a lot of artists think like that, and you're missing a lot of opportunities.
If that's how you're
like
thinking,
that,
and you don't have your shit set up, you're shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm speaking on myself, and again, we could speak on the fact that I have skin in the game. You know what I'm saying, as far as that goes. So when I'm speaking on this, it's not from a space of, oh, I want more. I'm actively working
you
for
put in the work.
Yeah, I'm
it's
actively
official.
working for more, and I know what my disadvantages are. I'm trying to say I have a very independent team. There's certain things I don't have yet for me to make certain plays. I'm aware of this, right? So it's not a thing where, it's not one of those. I'm aware. So there's certain steps I need to take and that I will take to get into those spaces.
I think that you're also in a different type of game, because I always say this, me personally, I listen to both hip hop and R&B. Yeah. I think R&B personally for me is the better genre. Why? Because you need, no matter what, you need at least a minimum amount of talent to be relevant in R&B. There's no Lil Pump version of R&B. You need to at least know how to sing. Like, at least.
I mean, for the record, I'll just say there was once a nice JJ Fish who had a very stealthy internet career. I see what you're saying. Though.
It's
have to throw that in there. I see what you're saying. 100%,
I think that the grind for an R&B singer is way harder than a grind for a hip hop artist. Because a hip hop artist, you have that one hit that you could say anything on.
Yeah.
And you could go and you're playing in the clubs every night, but you're not playing a real R&B slow track. And you might play it for the first verse, but you're not. So with that being said, knowing that what you know now with technology, social media, streaming platforms, what would you have done differently in your career?
Well, I mean, it's hard to say what I would have done differently without the tools that we have now. But I mean, what I am doing is actively getting into organizing programs and stuff for the youth and just creatives so that they're aware of the information, right? Because I feel like that's the biggest thing, sharing information and being aware of the information. I don't think we have we're not what's the word I'm looking for? I don't think we're privileged enough out here to try to gatekeep information. You know what I mean? So we should be very
say that,
as an entire
everybody
city,
does that though.
As an entire
people don't like to spread knowledge, and that's the sad part of everything.
I get it, and I see that's the issue. That's
everybody wants to be the first one.
So it's like,
I swear to God,
that's the issue, because that ass, like as corny and as cliche as it sounds, if we were to literally put all of our stocks together, we'd be doing serious damage. You know what I'm trying to say? But I think that's
something that you would have done different. Like, reach out to the youth and give the information that you were taught. Yeah,
but I'm saying that's what I'm actively doing now. Back then, I mean, I can't say I would have done anything differently, because I was eager at a young age to thrive in this industry. But I think everything I went through led me to where I'm at now, as far as information and just every other thing that I'm doing, as far as business wise and decisions that I'm making and people that I've met, relationships, etc. Right? So I can't really take anything away from the experience. But if I were to say anything I would do different, I'm actively trying to implement it now for the coming generation, so they could benefit from what I would have done different.
Got you.
You know what I mean?
Hey man, shout out to you, because at the end of the day, I see the values that you have. You know what I mean, and the things that are most important to you. And as an artist, if you implementing that in your music and in your message, it's everything, bro. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, that's the biggest thing, right? It's like, I feel like the job of an artist becomes easier, I feel, in my opinion, when you have a message that you believe in, and that is a fulfilling message that will, someone who's feeling empty, they take it in and they feel energized now. You know what I mean? So
and sometimes the fan, it takes time sometimes for a fan to really, get to grasp the whole vibe of an artist. It takes patience.
100%. It takes patience.
It takes a lot of patience.
Did you get that?
No, I see where he's going. I see exactly where, and it's funny because I mean,
Featuring Tank out now, patience.
No, it's funny that you say that, right? Because again, I get that, you know, that big cosign, that big look from someone who's obviously been an inspiration to me coming up, and I do genuinely feel like my music has an easier time grabbing listeners across the border, bro. Like even when I was just in Houston at the top of the year, I was in the 4th Ward. My cousin brought me through. We're out there filming some videos, whatever. End up shooting this one scene. We pull up on some of the man them that were on the block, whatever. And I only did 2 scenes with them, right? It was like a little handful of man them, you know. They're outside their crib out, whatever, you know. So we started kicking it with them, whatever. Bro, I did 2 scenes with them. These guys never met me a day in my life. Never heard this song before, okay? By the second time I was doing the shot with them, I just played the song the full way through. The brother next to me is quoting lyrics. They're jigging how I'm jigging. Like, and it just, like, in my mind, I was like, bro, nah, this is, like, I've already had assumptions of it, but seeing it manifest in real time was kind of like, yeah, nah, I need to kind of branch out. Because I feel like certain things certain styles, there's just certain things, the way I pop my craft on records, I don't know if I'm accurate with it, but I feel like it goes over
question,
some heads. You know
what year
I mean?
was that?
That was just top of this year, bro.
Yeah.
I was there.
So you
December, top of the year.
I'm surprised you're saying that when you had a huge success with finessing, let's say. So how come it's only now that you're like, I need to branch out? With, bro, you had millions of streams. You were playing on the radio every day. I had to turn it down sometimes. It's like, okay, shout out to my man, but not today.
That was a thing.
No, 100%.
But for real though, you were on the radio like back to back, bro.
Yes.
At that time, how come you didn't tell yourself, yo, this is when I need to branch out, man?
No, you're right. That would have been a very smart move as well. I'll definitely start off by saying shout out to Higher Rain. They definitely helped catapult that record. But see, I feel like with that, if I'm gonna speak on it, like finessing it's a world sound, right? It was an R&B pop record, right? So it wasn't about like what sold me with the Houston thing was like, okay, yo, I have to tap into this market, this state, this energy here. These guys get me. That's what I was really sold on. Finessing now is a good translation for me to say, okay, yo, I have a good record to take me into any market, right? I could go into festival market with this. I could go overseas. I could go wherever. Yes, I should have definitely capitalized on that. But I think for me personally, what I've kind of been looking for is like, where does my sound resonate outside of Montreal? You know what I mean? Like, boom, I have some pull in the UK. My producers out there. I have a bunch of guys out there that rock with my music, or artists as well. You know what I mean?
But sometimes you don't think it's about the promotion too. Like, to give you an example, Swift Kid. I don't know if you know Swift.
Oh,
Swift Kid. He did this song, Hey, Hey, Hey.
Of course, yeah.
That went big everywhere and stuff like that. So Finessing is a song that maybe if you would have promoted it in a different market, it would have made even way more noise. So it's not really necessarily a Montreal thing.
No, you're 100% right. And a part of it too is just me, like, as big as a record as it was, again, with what I've been saying, me just working over the years, kind of building the sound that I now have, which is cohesive across records, like whether it's Played Up or Fed Up or, you know, no matter what the soundscape of the music is, it still sounds like a message I'm sending across. If we have time to debate it, could you, if you had to break down what I was talking about in Finessing, could you tell me what I was talking about?
Nothing serious.
Very serious, actually.
But you see, the way the song is out was portrayed to the radio, it felt like it was just
part
a song.
of my issue, right?
Because that's
getting
the
the
thing,
message
because,
across?
And you know,
not necessarily that.
The thing is like, is when you, because I see that a lot. A lot of artists is like, they're like, yo, bro, all I have to do is I'm lyrical and stuff like that. I just have to spit my lyrical shit on a drill beat, and then it's gonna be a hit.
Enough.
Yeah.
A lot of people think like that, so they're like, bro, you didn't hear what I was saying. I was saying some real shit on the song, but you don't necessarily hear it because people are too focused on the vibe of the song or the beat, which I feel like Finessing in a way, that's what it was. Me, it's my girl. I mean,
no, for sure.
Heard that song. I never heard that song. I didn't. I'm like, yo, that's Treh.
Yeah.
Because me, like I said, it's in my eyes, it was kind of like you opened into a different market because you were more focused on the hip hop and R&B.
Yeah.
But now you did that huge popular song that was playing on the radio back to back.
Yeah.
So it's still like a a different market for you. It's not the States.
No, for
I mean,
sure.
It's not Houston, but it's still different.
It could still be because that's international music at the end of the day.
Exactly.
There's still guys who tour all those type of states and cities that aren't doing hip hop. So we're not just going to segregate it to that. So I feel what you're saying. I could have definitely still went the mile with it, but
I don't think they were focusing on the message of the song necessarily. That's the thing.
And that was my issue. It's like, okay, I have 1 million people that are subscribed to this, but is it because of the sonics or because of the message, right? Because now if I tell you the first lyrics I open with without the beat is walk through the city, feel the stress, no time for love because time's compressed. That sounds a lot different without the beat, right?
Sounds more deep.
But that's what I'm saying.
You feel what I'm saying? And the whole record continues to be that, bro.
But that's artistry
you
too.
I'm trying to show you.
That's the way that
you
an
wrote
artist.
Bro, I write all my music, bro. So for me, it's like when I write something, and then you got to think about it. When you really like, if we really sit here now and break down that record, right? And then someone who's watching this, they go back and listen to the song after, understanding that there's a deeper message to it, right? I'm starting with that. I have records where I say, trying to do this right here for my mother, trying to find my way up out the gutter. You know what I mean? Aspirations of wanting to be rich. The concept of hitting a lick and forget about just trying to get this money, right? Like that desperation, that want to just be successful. And then with the hook, like, finessing, like, you know what I mean? Like that, like you're at the top of the mountain, bro. Like that's
so by the way, I just want to rectify again. I didn't mean you ain't thought about nothing.
No, but
I hope they understand what I was trying to say. You feel me?
But I'm happy that was your answer because majority of people are probably not listening with that intent,
exactly.
right?
But
So my thing is not to cut you, but I could have kept going that route of, you know what? I found a lane where I could be given a sick message through the pop music and they don't even know what they're digesting, right? So like the medicine and the candy type of method. But then I'm like, I kind of felt like I was selling myself short because the fans that attain, they're not really, if they're, coming in drones like that by the millions on a yearly basis or whatever it is, what are they really here for? What are they buying into, right? Is it the producer that's getting more of the credit because the beat sounds good, or is it my message? Are they buying into what I'm giving them?
Got you.
If I'm trying to show you.
Yeah.
I feel like what I'm selling comes across a lot more authentic through other types of genres of music. Not to say that pop can't be a lane, but I think the listener just has to be aware that there's substance available. Exactly. You know what I mean? I think for that being the first record that really introduced me, they didn't know where to listen, right? The beat's very in your face, so.
Well, I feel like also it could be a good thing too, because a lot of the hits and a lot of classics, you don't as a kid too, growing up, you don't realize what you're singing. Like, we weren't kids when Last came out, but Last, we're turning it up to it, but it's a breakup song.
Oh yeah,
he's talking about how he was never get his love, or when we could go back to the 90s.
I
like,
just want Jibo and Chayo. That's all you want. And they don't know what Jibo and Chayo is.
Yeah.
They don't know. It's like
that's depression, bro.
It's depression. You have to smoke and drink to hide the pain that you're.
Bro.
And also, we could go back to.
So we gotta tell them what Jibo and Chayo is. For those who still don't know,
it's weed and alcohol.
Yeah. And then it's funny when you just look at the world, right? How people could turn up to these songs, right? Finesse.
Turn up.
It's just funny.
But the guy's crying out for help on the song.
Like, bro, it's funny, bro. Right. But again, that's, not to call all these, conscious words of the Matrix and whatever, but it's just the reality, bro. Like, people just looking for a good time. So if you know how to kind of hack that code, but also give them substance,
exactly,
you're onto something.
I think that's genius because in a way it shows your artistry.
Yeah.
Because you could touch people and still give your message, of course. Because when I listen to Last, knowing that it's a breakup song, it's completely different.
100%. 100%.
You know what I mean? Like SWV put out Rain. We don't know that, but we think it's rain, but
it's different.
It's different.
Even on this the other day, like
shout out to Missy.
I just started doing like these lovers rock reggae covers and stuff, right? And I grew up on a lot of those records, so it's like back in the day, I was hearing the Barris Hammond, the Rockaway joint, and back in the day, this sounds like sweet music, right? You're hearing the sax, you're hearing the melodies, you're like, But the other day I'm playing it and I'm like, bro, it almost brought me to tears, bro. Because I'm like, the world is so mashed up right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, bro, like you really need something that could bring you back to a space of nostalgia and peace where you were like, your soul is fulfilled, bro. Because right now there's not much shit feeding the soul.
Swear to God,
so
bro.
like,
that's why I always play them throwbacks, man.
Bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's what makes me feel good. Those throwback music, bro.
Shit crazy, bro.
That's
so
it.
Again, just having something again that speaks to the soul, lyrics that when you finally decode it, you're like, damn, like that shit will forever be true.
That's why I say R&B
like,
is one of the greatest genres in music because they mask it so well. Like the writing is different. It's not bars per se, but there's a lot of things that it goes over your head still.
It's rhythm and blues, man.
Exactly. So would you say that R&B is dead today?
No, I don't think I'd say that.
No?
It all depends where you're looking. Yes, it's not in the forefront like it maybe once used to be. And that goes to a lot of things. There's a lot of melodic rappers now that's cut out the value, or not the value, but the need to reach out for maybe certain actual singers or people who have other skills within that space. But I don't think it's dead. I mean, with guys like Usher still thriving, there's like we can. No way.
No?
There's room for new introduction. I'll say that. So
what about in Montreal though?
Hold on, ask the question again.
The same question. Do you
Is
think
Montreal
R&B is
dead?
dead? Montreal R&B scene?
No. If we're talking just the Anglo side, obviously, right? No, I wouldn't say so. I would say that it's actually developing. You know what I'm saying? Because again, right now in real time, there's guys like Child, there's Zach Zoya. There's myself who's laying down some groundwork for some other, sub-genres. Because, again, these guys occupy different spaces within R&B, right? Like, Child is more a bit of, like, alternative R&B, right? Where Zach is a bit more of, like, a world sound. He's R&B hip-hop as well, but he's a bit more world sound in the sense of, like, the musicality is a bit more leveled up. Whereas me, it's a bit more rooted in the grassroots, so to speak. You know what I mean? As far as R&B and or hip hop is concerned, or you know what I mean? What the soundscapes I'm blending together. You know what I mean?
Got you.
So yeah, I think it's building. I don't think it's dead. I mean, we haven't had a thriving Anglo R&B scene to begin with to say it's dead.
Since finessing.
Type shit, right? So I feel like we still going up, right? If that's what you're calling the start, I mean, shit.
It is.
We've been going up.
Facts. We could actually say we have an R&B singer that was on the radio that had a hit that everybody knew.
Streams.
And I remember being like, yo, we have to turn this up. Treh Lamonte is on the radio, and it's like,
that's what's up. Thank you guys for real, man.
You know what I mean?
Nah, for sure. I
So
mean, if you're saying that's a start, then we've been going up for sure.
For sure.
For sure.
So going back to the R&B world, we're going back to the R&B world. What would you say? Could you still consider R. Kelly the king of R&B, or do you even consider R. Kelly the king of R&B?
Yo, it's a little early in my career. I'm not trying to get. So.
But this is DMS Uncut though. This DMS Uncut though.
I mean, bro, I'll be honest. I had a very, when it comes to like how I was raised with music. Again, going back to just the reality of how this all started for me. I was a hip hop dancer, so I didn't start as like someone who was interested in being an artist where I'm buying albums to listen to lyrics or see who produced it or who. How does this make me feel? How am I going to dance to this? How am I going to whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, the impact that R. Kelly's music may have had on some other people who are, avid listeners may not be the same for me. Whereas, obviously, I know the hits. I know his impact to the culture. But I may not be the stan that someone else is based on their history with his music. You know what I mean? But it'd be stupid to try to
downplay.
Yeah, his influence and what he
So do you put him in that stratosphere, or maybe to you it's Usher or somebody else? Like
yeah, well for me, yeah. If we're gonna talk, if like the game is the game, right? I think there's certain things that are just by the book. It's like you have to acknowledge this. Yeah. But yeah, for me in my personal world, yeah, it's guys like Tank, friggin' Jagged Edge. Those are high on my list.
Yeah.
Like,
So wait, just because I'm a big R&B fan, you think 112 Jagged Edge? You think Jagged Edge is better than 112? Okay.
What are you even talking about?
Okay, that's cool. I'm
talking about right now?
What? Do you know who 112 is?
I mean, I get it.
Okay. We're not gonna get there.
I get it, but for me, Jagged Edge was just way more.
You like the fact that like they were like they dressed like rappers, but they're singers.
Yes, and they were dealing with real emotion. Like, not to say that 112 wasn't, but for me,
a lot of Jagged Edge songs sound the same, but it's okay.
Hey, it's okay. It resonated with me. Like I said, I'm a stand for that.
I feel you. I feel you.
Say 112 has some joints too. I was definitely doing some couple shows to the 112
and plus you were
joints.
A dancer, so you probably
for
danced.
Sure, Peaches and Cream was debo in the list. Don't get me
dance
wrong.
For me, dance with me.
Come on, these records were there. Exactly. But I'm saying Jagged Edge, there was just a vibe, and obviously it's like.
So do you believe in marriage? Let's get married.
I mean, I have a skewed perspective on marriage.
What is it? Niggas don't want to get married.
No, it's not even
That's
that.
what I don't like with niggas. What happened?
My thing is,
it's hard out here,
do
man.
this right now? No, it's not even about it being hard, bro. Like my thing is my skewed perspective comes from just my personal reality, what I've been privy to know and privy to see. Not all women are done right by, right? I'll say that. And bro, marriage isn't. It's not the golden goose, bro. Shit could still go bad. You know what I'm trying to say? Sure. And not to say that I'm sitting here thinking about that, but I just want if I'm gonna do the marriage thing, I want there to be an extremely solid foundation because I don't want that bond to go.
So you're not opposed.
I'm not necessarily opposed, but I'm not a fan. I don't think it validates anything.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like
I think.
Me personally, I don't think because again, let's be honest, marriage isn't for the guy; it's for the woman.
Okay, first of all, you're talking about the wedding. Wedding and marriage are two different.
Yes.
So yes, the celebration, the wedding. Yes, of course we dream of that, but a marriage. So
if that's the case, then if we're just cool with marriage, so we're going to the courthouse. I like
that. Well, personally, I would like to celebrate the fact that I found the man of my life.
No, you're not wrong to do that, and like I'm not.
You know what I
saying
mean?
That would be my.
And not only that, like this nigga got me a rock. Like let me. You fuck nah. We're getting the celebration, but I think that people don't.
I'm not opposed to it, but it's just I have a skewed like I feel like certain women look at it like, oh, he puts a ring on it, he loves me, bro. That's not the end all be all. Shit could still go. I mean, have we not have beer like?
But I mean, if you're gonna marry the girl, it's because you love her.
I mean, how many times can we show that's not the fact though?
Okay,
yes, there are the ones that it's always good to pull the ones that look these guys 60 odd years those are the exception. But there's time and time again we've seen that marriage
don't work.
Fails,
of course,
right?
Of course.
And again,
but that's with everything.
Yes, but I feel like what could make a better outcome from that is if the communication was probably better. There's certain things that on the relationship level they didn't cover yet for that marriage to fall through. And I feel like people overlook those initial things that should be done to make sure that the marriage is until death do you part.
So you're so you're the type of we don't need to write it we don't need to go to the courthouse and get it done in writing.
I mean, it's official already.
It's official already.
If I don't feel like.
So you're not for marriage.
Prenup gang.
No, but the thing is, it's not that I'm not for it. Like I said, I just have a skewed perspective on it, right? Okay. Who knows if the right person will turn me on to the idea or just put everything forward where I'm like, oh, sick, you know what? Yeah, but for right now, I just have a very skewed perspective on that concept.
Is this something you would speak on in your music, though?
I mean, I think I do, right? But again, with conflict, I don't want to be monogamous with none of them. All they bring is drama and a bunch of friends. Every single night you on the town again. Like these are a lot of the common threads of nowadays,
you look
right?
Like
the complaining. I'm jaded. I'm 100% with that.
You look like a poly type of guy.
I mean, I'm not sure if poly was what I was shooting on the record.
But you went against monogamy.
No, but what I'm saying is that, and again, I'm shortening the lyrics, but I said I don't want to be like this. What is it? Yeah, and I can't be monogamous with none of them because all they bring is drama. So I'm saying I don't want to be like this.
Okay.
I don't want to be. I'm jaded. I don't want to have this philosophy of like, bro, it's always the same program. Like I'm not happy that I'm this way. Like if I'm saying that's what I'm pushing on the record.
Who got you jaded?
I mean, just failed relationships. It's not like one. A few. I don't think you need many to like. Once you realize you're going through a cycle, it's kind of like, bro, what the like? Then you start to, again. That's why I'm taking time for myself right now to analyze my shit because I know I have shortcomings as well, right? So I know that in every part there is, maybe not equal percentages played into the detriment of the relationship, but everyone has a part to play, right? And the more I spend time with myself, the more I become aware of my shortcomings, and I'm like, yo, you know what? Maybe. And a lot of men have to be honest with this too.
Yeah,
like,
maybe I fuck up that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or maybe you're just not at the space in your developmental stage where you're ready to take on a relationship. Maybe you don't have the time. Me, I know I don't have the time. I don't have the attention to give. I don't have time.
So right now, a relationship is a no.
I mean, I would.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
I'd probably say no, unless
ladies,
you're really coming to support the team.
Don't even post them on. Are we dating the same guy? It's not. He's not even down.
We're not dating.
We're not. He's not down. He's not down. So don't even post him to know if there's any red flags.
Yeah.
Would you? Can you? Because guys say that they hold themselves accountable more than women. Can you hold yourself accountable and tell me a red flag that you have that you need to work on?
A red flag I used to have that I've gotten a lot better with is I used to listen to reply. That was a very bad trait I used to have. And I realized I actually, not to throw my mom out there. But in having more conversations with my mom, which I think, again, if people do a lot of those things, could lead them back to the source of where they get certain character traits from. That's where I got it from. Because my dad's not that type of person, right? So I realized that that's where I got it from. And then in me having that conversation with my mom, she was able to identify with herself and also consciously make efforts to change that, right? So that was one thing there. And again, I'm very, like...
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a very good one.
I'm also very, like... I'm very self-driven and motivated, and again, I have a lot on my plate with what I want to accomplish in my career. So again, there's shortcomings there, right? I don't prioritize my relationships over my career, and I make that very apparent from the door, right? So that's an issue for some women, right? And it's fair, 100%. Like that's fair for it to be an issue for you, but I'm letting you know from the gate. So if you decide that you want to entertain this, just know what you're getting into. I make sure everything's at the gate. Disclaimer.
Like, you already know type of thing. Again, you know from the start.
Yeah, because I've been through
this.
So
she comes second.
Yeah, to my career, yes. Until I'm at a space where it's a bit more, we're on autopilot, I could, you know what I mean?
Isn't it better for a girl to know these things before she even get in a relationship with someone?
Of course.
In my opinion, yes.
But speaking from a woman's perspective, she's always going to eventually think that because she does everything right, that eventually she's going to come up.
But why do you think that? Why not
because
have a conversation? Why assume and not have a conversation?
First of all, there's a lot of things that come into play. You know what I mean? Like we spend a lot of time together. You open up to me, I open up to you. You eventually naturally expect for somebody to be there, to be like, this is, I'm not saying that your career is nothing.
Yeah.
It is something, but it's not something, your career can't suck your dick. Yes, and you need your dick sucked, no? This is DMS Uncut. This is DMS Uncut. You need your dick sucked, no? But I'm saying your career can give you a baby.
I hear what you're saying.
You can't marry your career. So at some point we're gonna be like, yo, what the fuck? I've been sucking dick 7 days a week, and I'm still second.
But you know what? Again, but let's talk about it. The reality is that may not.
This one you said.
It is rewind selector. Rewind.
Okay, this is DMS Uncut. You know, I got my man, R&B singer, ladies man.
Come on,
Gyalis.
I mean,
Gyalis.
Throw it on me. I'll deal with it.
The number one Gyalis in Montreal.
I'll deal with it. Yo, Feezy, here's your letter. I need this. Cheap. Oh, the man's not old. The guy is not Odell Beckham. He thought he was Odell.
This is not quarterback and.
Thought he was Odell.
So we got Treh Lamonte in the building.
What's going on?
We got a little segment that I got for you.
Talk to me.
The ladies want to know, Treh. This is not me, eh? This is the ladies.
Cap. No, I'm joking.
This is the ladies want to know. First and foremost, okay? Being an R&B singer, for sure that you attract the ladies. You have a voice. You're good looking.
Thank you.
You're tall. Are you a high value man?
I mean, I have value. I do have value. Where you want to place it on your scale is fucking up to you. You know what I mean? But
good looking guy.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm subject to all them terms and you know what I'm saying?
The first question that the ladies want to know is, I don't know if you've mentioned that before, but they were saying that like you're into swingers club. Is that true?
Swingers? Yo, that's crazy. Nah, I've never experienced that. But you know what's funny though? I was in the H not too long ago, Houston, and one of my cousins brought that shit up to me. I don't even, what is that shit really? It's like it's like people who are married go there with their significant, and they kind of just all type of madness, but like to go there, you have to have a significant other, don't know?
Yes.
I mean, I don't have one, so I can't go.
Well, I was told that you could go there like just to chill and be one of the persons that, one of the people that.
So what? Hold on. Everyone decided to deal with something in just one room?
Yeah. Oh, well, different rooms, privately.
I mean, I don't know. I never experienced that shit in my life.
You're not into that?
I never experienced it, so I can't say I'm into it. It sounds wild. I don't know if I'm against it, but I never experienced it, but it sounds wild.
Are you wild?
I have levels.
And that's
I don't know where that really falls. I'd have to maybe walk in the room and see how the energy is, but I don't know. That sounds crazy to me.
That sounds crazy.
That sounds, man's their wife was from how many years.
But some people think that's like, me personally, I think that's weird too.
But I heard some weird, like, people be getting cashed out for that shit, no? Like
For sure.
okay, so that's the whole
For
thing
sure,
behind it.
for
Okay,
sure.
so it's
but
not just
everybody, but yeah, for sure.
okay, so it's not niggas are just going there to smash the next man's thing.
But it is. It initially
That's
it
weird,
is. You
though.
goes there, you swing. You
Like,
go.
I
You
wouldn't,
take my
like-
girl, I take your girl, and then
I don't know. For that,
some
I
people
wouldn't
like-
be in it. For that, I wouldn't be in it. And
No,
I wouldn't do it just for the sake of bread either. But if if mans are saying, yo, pine my thing, I'm gonna give you 100 bands. Fuck, okay. Like, yo, I mean,
oh yeah.
and you're not sitting there
So
watching.
you're selling
just,
your thing.
Nah, that's crazy. Okay, see when you're playing
You're
like that,
selling
that's
your thing.
wild.
You're like
That's wild.
for
I mean,
100 bands.
in theory, I guess you'd be saying that, right? But I mean, fuck, like, I don't know. It's all wild. That's what I said. Don't put me
You're
on the
wild.
fence. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that one still.
Trey, the ladies want to know: do you have any sexual fetishes, and if so, what are they?
Nah, I don't think I do. I'm pretty boring.
You're not
bro.
toes. You don't like toes.
Nah, I'm not that guy. I'm not the toes.
No?
Definitely
You're not like a Kevin Gates. You eat the booty.
No.
You don't
Not
eat the booty?
No,
Really?
not into that. I don't do anal. I'm
So
not
what-
eating it. Not putting my willy in there. Not doing none of that. Bro.
Really?
Yeah, I'm just that's a little. That's as I said, I have levels. That's a little too
Over
Yeah,
the
yeah,
top.
that's
So
not for me.
toes, booty, no.
Toes too much, booty too much. I mean,
Man.
I'm a sensual guy.
Simple,
I'll deal with
simple.
No, it's not even that it's simple and like basic.
But simple
like,
could be good though.
No, I get it, but it's like all that extra freaky deaky shit. That's not me. So you have to search somewhere else for that shit. Still,
Recently, you put out something called "She Still Loves Me."
Mm.
When you say "She Still Loves Me," are you talking about your ex? The ladies want to know.
No, that wasn't to no one specific. But it's funny though, cause that record, I grew up on that song from a kid, bro, kid, and I've always said like, cause again, I've had my relationships, some failed, some successful to whatever degree, whatever. And it just seems like a song that rings true, especially to someone who's gonna be by your side till the end. Like earlier, we were talking about the marriage thing, whatever, right? I've always said, if a woman could bring me to a point of marriage, because again, I knew at a young age I had a skewed perspective on it. I'm like, I feel like this would be a song that I could, would be our first dance, or a song that I would say, yo, this is how, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because there's some deep lyrics in that joint, you know what I mean? Like, she's still loving me through all
That's
the
why I
trials
was
and pains.
asking,
Like,
is it a
it's
past
deep.
thing or?
It's not even that it's a past thing, but again, just music through my whole life has always been something that's a part of me. So just hearing that song, just again, the melody, there's certain things sonically that you can't account for that just makes you feel a way, right? And that song always stood out to me where I was like, yo, if a woman could bring me to marriage, this would be, this is the first dance. Yeah, for sure.
So
You know what I
so
mean?
it's not about your ex.
No, it's not.
It's not about anybody specific.
No, it's not. If you want it to be about you, put your best foot forward still,
Ladies,
Not to say I'm going to put you through anything where that song is worthy to be sang.
ladies, you heard him.
But yeah, you get me.
Recently you did an interview with somebody that's actually like during the pandemic was really big. I don't know if you for sure know the when Tori was doing his lives and you did an interview with Jesse Thick.
Oh yeah, that's my homie, dog.
That's what you say. That's what
my
you say.
Dog, yo.
That's what you say. So
That's
okay.
my dog.
That's good that you say that. So you've said it. You said that nothing has happened. But if you ever had the chance to, like, if giving the chance, would you smash Jesse Thick? The ladies want to know, by the way.
I mean,
Not me
no,
asking.
I don't think I would. Just
Why
because,
not?
like, bro, we've been friends for so long. And one thing I understand, right? Like, we were talking about astrology and shit earlier. And I don't like to put categories on people due to their sign or whatever the fuck it is, right? But as we said, there's certain characteristics that are common across certain people that may be under a certain astrological sign, right? So not to get too far for it, but
What are you talking about?
yo,
Would
hear
you
what I'm
smack
saying?
Jesse Thick or not?
No. Because at the end of the day, it's like there's more stake in the friendship, bro. We've been friends for literally like 12 plus like years. I'm losing count at this point, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? And yeah, it would get weird if we were to cross that line for sure, 100%. So it's not worth it.
I respect that. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
But have you ever smashed a friend?
Like one of her friends?
No. You in general, like you have a friend that's my homie, but you smashed.
I mean, Yeah, I guess, yeah, because I
'Cause
don't
that
have
doesn't-
bad.
See, ladies, that doesn't mean
No,
nothing.
but I mean, like, because what I'm saying is that, like, if
When a nigga says you're my homie,
no,
he's
no, no,
still,
no, no,
if you're
let's not,
fine,
let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Because what I'm trying to say is something different, right? Is that there's someone you could be cool with, right, and you could have an intimate relationship with that isn't all the way romantic where it's monogamous or whatever, but you still have, you know what I mean, like
respect level.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's just how I'm built. Like, you know what I'm trying to say.
I
So
understand.
that's what I'm saying.
Honestly,
where it's like it's not like it's different from like me and Jesse Thick. Like that's like how like the man them, like how it's like your best friend. Like that's my dog. Then you have like some people that you're cool with, your friends or odd or whatever, and it's like, yeah, you may get into something with someone that
but that's
that's
more
attractive.
personal, yeah.
Like you know what I mean. But it's like I've never had someone who's like my dog, like how like Andrew's the only girl in my life I could actually pull that reference from. That's that close to me. Where like, and we haven't done nothing, even though the perspectives are hard to believe. Because again, she's in a certain industry, I'm in a certain industry, so it's hard to believe. And I get it. Don't get me wrong, but it just hasn't happened.
And that's good. And honestly, this is all like for fun and jokes. Honestly,
Yeah, no,
I
for
do,
sure.
I do
get it.
believe you.
No, but
and
this is real conversations in my everyday
these
life
are just
too, with certain females, you know. And it's
Exactly.
like I have to let them know, like, yo, if this is something that you're gonna have a hard time dealing with, like, the trajectory of my career is not going to be any easier, right? Because there's going to be a million more girls that potentially look like her, and there could be assumptions of this, that, and the other, and
exactly,
it's going to get sticky, right? So
exactly, and this is also like some people are just curious and nosy.
No, of course,
and they send out
normal.
you know questions for you to ask, for you to answer. Sorry,
yeah,
and it gets sticky. But another question that a lady, I don't know who it is, wants to know. Is when you cheated on your ex, did you get caught or did you tell her?
I mean, the times that I've ever done some slash shit, I've never got booked. I'll keep it a buck, though.
So you went and you told the person?
If I went and told her?
Yeah. Or
nah.
You never got caught ever?
Nah, I never got booked. But she was on some fucking grimy shit, bro. And mind you, that wasn't the way to go about it. But she never.
So how did it end? Did it end because of you cheating?
No.
Or it ended? Okay, so till this day, like, is she gonna find out now that you cheated?
No, because we never mentioned the name. I've had a couple relationships.
Well, one of your exes is gonna be like, "Damn, he was cheating."
Well, how does she know I'm talking about her? It could not be with her the relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah, so she'll have to. If she's assume, but assumption leads you one place. Yeah, make an ass out of you and me.
Okay, so why didn't you tell her?
Yo, I don't know. It was a bad decision, but I did it. Like, yo, I was stressed. I was like, yo, you're making me. Yo, what the fuck? Like, yo, she was just moving mad. And yo, yeah, I'll just leave it there. I did what I did. It wasn't the right thing to do, but I did it. And she, till this day, she for sure doesn't know. And I'm not proud of the fact that she doesn't know, but she would never know. Like, she could probably assume, put two and two together, but yeah.
Damn. So Treh Lamonte cheats?
I don't cheat. I have. I'm being accountable and saying I have. I'm not a cheater. I'm not a habitual. Let's not do that on the record.
It happened just once?
No, it's not happened just once.
Okay.
I've done. No, I'm gonna be a buck, bro. I've definitely happened a couple times, but it's not something that I'm proud of or that I make a habit out of. Right?
Being
like,
proud of
grow
it.
Older, like, and
you could be something and not be proud of it, but you're still that thing.
I don't know if you're still that thing or if you just have, those.
You could be like a
qualities.
liar and you're not proud of being a liar, but you're still a liar, whether you're proud of it or not.
I mean, depends if you're still actively lying, though.
Well, you're not in a relationship and you don't want one, so obviously you're not cheating right now. But
no, but even then, it's still about developing the qualities, though, because what allows you to cheat, it's like you have a hard time communicating what you're feeling to allow you to address a situation. So again, spending time alone, I've gotten better identifying that, so that way, if I'm in a relationship, I don't cheat because now I have better communication skills. You know what I'm saying?
100%. I agree with that. I just
real like big frequency thing I want. I
have to push you to see.
No, that's cool. That's cool.
No, it's part of the thing.
That's cool.
Last but not question. Again, the ladies want to know. Somebody asked this. Allegedly, and we need you to clear this up.
Nah, that's crazy. Starting with allegedly.
Allegedly.
Starting with allegedly is
wild. You only like a certain type of woman.
What does that mean?
That means allegedly the ladies want to know.
What is that like when you say a certain type of woman?
I'm going to elaborate.
Okay.
Allegedly, Treh Lamonte only likes white girls. Is that true?
What the fuck? Yo, where do they come
I
up with
don't
this
know.
stuff?
This is what the ladies want to know.
Crazy.
This is what the ladies sent me. The lady
Bro,
said
that's why.
allegedly.
I mean,
Allegedly.
that is definitely allegedly. I've had flavors, yes. I've definitely had a 1-2 white girl, but that's not my common thread where he only dates white girls. No, what?
No?
What? No.
Okay, that's just what the ladies want to
Like
know.
majority of my like serious relationships were with black girls. I've dated a few white girls for sure. Like
How many relationships have you had?
like ones that I would consider like serious. Like
Serious.
after high school type shit.
Yeah.
Like probably like three or four.
3 or 4,
Yeah.
and
I'd
3
more
of
lean to
those were
3.
black, and 1 of them were white.
If it's 3, 2 out of the 3 were white. If it was 4, then yeah, it was probably an even balance.
Okay.
But on like yeah,
So Treh Lamonte answered your question, ladies. If you want to know, like, this is the type of question that, you know, they send out. Maybe they're interested. Maybe they see you from far. Maybe they know something about you and they want to know. Or maybe they don't want to post you on Are we dating the same guy? And they want to ask you directly.
Dating me, bro. Listen, I've heard you talking about stories, bro. I've heard a story one time I was married, bro. One gal came back to me and said she heard I was married. I said, how in this God's green earth, with my views and the way I look at life, how are you gonna find me married? Where?
So Treh Lamonte is not married.
No.
He doesn't just like white girls. He definitely
I'm into
likes
the
them
queens.
though. But he likes
Into the queens.
everything.
Yo, why are you trying to say it down? You're trying to build a narrative. I feel it. Nah, there's something crazy going on here. I don't like this. You know what I'm saying? We're going to chop all this down, you know what I'm saying? Because big up to the queens out there, the melanated queens.
That's what
Yes,
I wanna hear.
I've had some, you know what I'm saying? Some situations with some white girl, but I don't know where they're painting this narrative that I'm a fucking guy.
But today on DMS Uncut, you clear the air, so it's not true.
Like, wagwan for that. That's
Wagwan.
crazy.
That's
More of my encounters are with black queens. You know what I'm saying? I've had past, yes.
So stop saying
and not
that.
to say that I may not encounter some other ones in the future. But what I'm saying is I'm not excluding my queen. Like, that's a priority in my life.
That's
What's going
it
on?
for the ladies want to know segment.
Yeah. So there's your information, man. Do something. with it.
DMS Uncut. Got another segment for you. Okay?
Let's get it. Let's get it.
What we doing?
So what we're going to do right now is that we're going to ask you questions
Mhm.
based on your song titles.
Okay.
Okay? So, for example, the first question, what makes a girl a star in your eyes?
Good question. Damn. I didn't even think about this whole too hard.
And you wrote the song.
Yeah, right. you would think I wrote a whole song explaining what it is, but I really didn't.
We are here with
It's
the
a little,
logo.
it's a little, yeah. It's a little, it's
it
a
could be
little,
anything. It doesn't have to be like something.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of something that's like not generic, but something that you can get a good gauge. Someone that's I'd say nurturing is a very good quality for me that I need. Someone that's nurturing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she's a star.
Yeah.
Next question.
I got it. Next one.
Go ahead.
Tell me the last time you had to keep it player.
Oh fuck! Yeah, down there every day. I keep playing, nigga. Fuck you talking
Hey,
about?
Talk that shit.
Shit, keep playing every day, boy.
That's
What you talking
not-
about? What?
That's not what I
You
want
feel
to
me?
hear.
that's all we do out here,
Yeah,
man.
no, that's every day though.
Shit, I
Yeah,
had to-
nah, real shit, bro. Keeping it play is just, bro, sticking to your Bible, bro. What you know what I'm saying, what you stand on, just stand on it, bro. So anyone wants to check you 2 months down the line, oh, yo, by the way, you still, yep, still keeping it play.
keep that same energy.
Yeah,
Keep that same energy.
Straight up.
Facts.
for sure.
Facts. Would Treh Lamonte consider himself a gallus?
Nah, I mean, cause yo, we know that like a gallus is a man who gets a gal, but like to what degree are we calling this, right? Like, you saying, am I out here just trying to my everyday mission just get gal?
Are you a
No.
gallus? Are you a guy that juggles different gals? Like you can't, you're a gallus. You're outside.
I mean, I'm outside, but I got a coat on still.
You're a
You know what I mean?
gallus.
I got a coat on. I'm wearing a
You're
jacket.
definitely a
I'm wearing
gallus.
I'm wearing that jacket. I'm
And then
outside,
plus
man, I
plus
got a
man
jacket
says he's
on,
not
you know?
ready for a relationship. That's gallus talk.
I've
never
keep that
heard-
So what, am I
energy.
supposed? But wait, so I'm supposed to just sit down and just be bare lonely and just?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
So
that.
go on.
I'm
So what
s-
happens now? So what happens now when we have a situation, right? Let's put hypothetical, right? We have a situation,
Hypothetically,
right?
ladies.
So we have a situation now, right? I'm not giving what you want, but you enjoyed your time. You're like, yo, you know what? This was cool, but I'm looking for something more. I respect what you're saying. Okay, now you dip. So I'm supposed to sit down now?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that if those are the criteria. If that's the situation that you're in right now, there's more chances of you being a gallus than you just saying down and just
but that's what I said.
Like you said, I'm just working on my career.
But I am.
You are.
What?
And you are. And
my man Trey.
I'm enjoy myself.
And you're a gallus.
My man Trey. Speaking of all this, I need to know at least. Give me one time that you just lost patience and you're like, yo, I need to cut this girl off.
Oh, I mean, there was a time still.
Sometimes
I don't know if I could expound on it, but there was a time
I
exercised patience. I said, listen, you got it.
Let me just, you know what I mean?
I'm up out of here.
What did she do?
It's way better like that.
Bro, listen, bro. It was, you know what? I don't even want to do that because it's crazy.
Do it.
Listen,
this is DMS Uncut, Trey, man. Just do it.
Listen, dog. Listen.
Don't listen to her, Trey. Don't listen to her.
Okay,
Trey, don't listen to her.
Don't do it. Okay.
Don't listen
Do
to
it.
her.
Listen, yo.
Is it worth it, Trey?
No, man, them.
Are you worth it?
I'm worth it, 100%.
So do it.
I'm worth it.
So do it.
But yo, listen, man, them. Yo,
don't do it.
Yeah,
don't do it.
Listen,
He was about to do it.
Nah, cause
Stop.
it's a topic, bro. Like,
do it, man.
Hey, y'all better follow my girl Alyssa show, man. It's coming really soon. Y'all want to get the exclusive, man.
The ladies want to know.
The ladies want to know.
The ladies want to know.
My thing is this, bro. If it never, ever, ever, ever in your life should a man be putting their hands on a woman, okay? And if a shorty ever calls your bluff, exit.
That's what I'm saying.
Exit.
It's the best thing to do. That's what we're saying.
Immediately exit, bro.
That's a good way of putting it.
That's it. That's when you exercise patience, you use your common sense, and you exit stage left, bro. Do not entertain that shit at all.
Exercise patience. He told you the key word, man. Most
Straight
definitely.
up. Because, funny, let's not even.
Once your patience is run out, you know what I mean? And it gets cold. Who do you call when you want to cuddle?
Shit, a bottle of Kraken. Keep it a buck with you.
This is what I hate.
I got me a little bottle of Kraken. I mean, if we keep it a buck, right? If I'm in those moments where it's, you know what I mean? It's deep and it's, I'm just.
So you're cuddling a bottle of alcohol?
I mean, not to sound like it. The way you phrase things sometimes sounds so crazy.
That's what you said.
That's
like you literally cut
that's crazy. But yeah, there's no one physically that I turn to when I'm not feeling like I'm being understood. There's no one physically I could turn to still besides the man above.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
That shit, and it's not even on no like generic shit, but you have to start reflecting on yourself when you get to that point where there's no one that could assist you. It's okay. What am I doing wrong? Why am I feeling at this space? Right.
And you see the fact that you mentioned that's a fact. Reflecting by yourself.
Yeah.
Sometimes you light it up. You sip.
Real shit.
I agree.
And this is why we say like alcohol, maybe, but that's
very
that's
surface level.
Yeah,
very
that's
surface
not what we
level.
need. Literally,
is
the fact is that we like to be by ourselves and just reflecting, and we just tend to maybe smoked or light it up or whatever, or drink.
Bro, how many times you seen certain movies? One of them. Them come home from a long day of fucking being Superman. They pour up a little sturdy little cup.
You feel me?
And pop a cigar open and just, you know what I mean?
So it's not literally alcohol.
I'm not sitting there to get drunk a whole bottle like, oh, my sorrows in my bed. Like,
you feel me?
But I'm an instigator.
I know. That's why I said I gotta watch you because the way you say things sometimes, it's like,
but you have to make it like direct. I like
100%.
direct answers.
No,
like
for sure,
I'm a gallus.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to hear from you. I'm a gallus.
Because I know the stereotype that comes with that, and I'm not. I don't perform in that fashion. Like there's a.
You're smooth with it. Yeah, you don't get caught, you said.
I keep it player. I'm not a gallus. I keep it player.
You don't get caught cheating.
It's not a good habit to have, guys.
He's a gallus.
It's not a good habit to have. Okay.
So many red flags.
Oh my days. So many green flags.
I'm joking. Can you make a song called Red Flags?
No, I don't. Honestly, I think a lot of my music has a good enough balance of toxic stuff.
That's what
I actually want to start pushing a different narrative because, again, there's power in the tongue. And if I want a change in my world, then I need to start putting out, like you said, it sounds like I found somebody. I need to act like I got somebody.
No, that's true. Shit. And it's all in fun and games at the end of the day.
No, it is. But I think there is reality in that shit. You know what I mean? If I keep harping on the fact and try to brand myself as this jaded artist, the reality is I'm going to keep manifesting that, right? So it's like, yeah.
On a positive note, what does Treh Lamonte do to make a girl fall for a real one?
Sure. keep it a buck, bro. I just, again, from the door, you just gotta be, again, accountable. Don't. My mom's always said this: don't drag no woman along, bro. If you're with her, you don't like her no more, tell her. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't drag a woman on, bro, because I've seen the results of that. You know what I'm saying? From what I've inflicted and just seeing other people go through certain things where they're just broken for years after, certain, and that's not fair to a woman, bro. It's genuinely not fair. You know what I'm saying? Because they hold on to that shit heavier than men do.
They do.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, as you grow older and you start to, establish yourself as a young man in this world, bro, like, you have to be accountable for certain shit. So I think me just having that awareness of myself allows them to fall for a real one, because I'm not on, again, the concept of cuffing season and all this. It's all gimmicks and games, like, you know what I mean? Like, and if you look at it, you're setting yourself up for failure. So what? You mean you're gonna tell me you're gonna grab a gal end of October, stay with her until summer? Now you have all the holidays to go through, buying gifts, all family to meet, all type of like.
And every holiday has a season. There's
Bro.
also there's a winter, the cuffing season,
Bro,
and
if
then
you
the
want to
summertime.
cuff in the summer because there's no holidays.
You know what I mean?
It's just beer.
Yeah, it's
beer
hot girl.
fun.
It's hot girl summer. When it's summertime, it's hot
Exactly.
girl summer. You know what I mean? They ain't cuffing shit.
City
you
girls,
can't
we
cuff
up.
shit,
Summer.
right? But the idea of cuffing season for me, like, once I started to really break it down, I'm like, yo, this shit's pointless.
It
bro.
is stupid.
So that's why I'm like, yo, fall for a real one, because cuffing season happens when? During the fall time, right? So now I'm like, nah, we gonna fall for a real one. Like,
that's
what we
bars.
because everyone likes to say they're a real one. So now I'm kind of almost giving a template or what I deem a Bible of, like, nah, if you're not living life by these standards, you can't claim you're a real one, because you're not accountable. You're not this. You're not that. You're not. You know what I mean? So you're not a real one.
Now, to wrap this up, my man, ultimately, when you think about the message that you're trying to put out there, the music, and of course, the ladies want to know, and all these information you gave my girl, you feel me? Like, what is basically the legacy that you hope to leave as an artist in music?
Just that, I did my best at trying to figure it out and share everything that I've, acquired as far as information along the way. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be my message, because it's like I'm sharing with you what I deem my testimony through the music, right? My life experience, etc. Mm-hmm. And if that in some way is able to help you navigate your life or make better decisions or have a different viewpoint or adapt different habits, then, job well done on my part, right? So when I hear people say that they feel like uplifted and they use those certain types of wordings in regards to my music, like, I feel like I accomplished something, as opposed to just hearing like, yo, this is fire. It's like, yeah, it's cool. But when someone's messaging you from overseas
and they tell you big frequency, bro.
Yeah, and
you making me
that, like,
say big frequency more and more.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna cap.
Because
you and my man Long Life, man. Shout out my man Long Life,
bro.
Y'all making me big frequency my life up every day.
Bro.
Facts.
That has to be. You know what I'm saying, just how they say Nike, let's do it. It gotta be big frequency. We gotta walk around with that. When we walk into rooms with each other, we gotta empower. That's the big frequency. It's the energy that you walk in with. You know what I mean? So. That's what I'm pushing. That's my message.
That's what's up. And short term, what can people expect from you? And of course, how can they follow my man Treh Lamonte, man? Let them know.
Treh Lamonte on all socials. Very simple. The only one that exists in this entire universe.
Oh shit, you ain't heard about the new?
Nah.
There's another Treh.
Could never, bro.
It's
probably spells it different.
Tray.
That's cool.
I'm fucking with
It's
you.
all fun. Yeah, Treh Lamonte on all platforms.
That's it.
Treh Lamonte.
Yes.
What's coming forward is just more work. I got different business projects, ventures going on, but musically, there's gonna be some music coming out this year for sure. Just stay tuned, tap it with me, support what I got coming, and I won't let you guys down.
What is Treh short for?
So Treh was actually a nickname that was given to me, but like it embodies where I'm from, basically. So it was given to me by a guy who used to cut my hair. His name is Tristan. He used to go by Stacks. He called me Treh 6 at the time because we used to chop up so much game. He's like, yo, you seem like you're a wiser man, whatever. At the time, I used to get the goatee type shit, you know what I mean? I was in high school, so niggas like, yo, you're pushing like you're trying to be a grown nigga, like, you know? So he used to call me Treh 6. But then also there's lineage to how that correlates with LaSalle, because LaSalle, we like to identify our neighborhoods by the police district in Montreal, right? So LaSalle is actually District 13, so Treh, One Treh. They call us out One Treh, Texas, DeVille, a lot of different sub nicknames and shit. So yeah, Treh, and then.
So your name is not Tremaine.
No, that's not my name.
That's what I thought.
See, no red flag there, girls. No
Ladies
red flag.
want to know. Ladies want to know.
Ladies want to know your name Tremaine because all the Tremaines I know ain't shit.
Yeah, it's not Tremaine. No, it's not.
Hey, man, DMS Uncut. You already know what it is, man. We out of here, man. Let's get
Frequency.
it. Let's go.